Alright, if I'm really going to do this double or nothing challenge, if I really want to get into it, I'm going to have to start picking up the speed and progress on some of my projects, starting with rebuilding my capital city of Avicenna. As of lately, Elizabeth Regina here has become kind of the de facto capital, the one that I've been adding on and building, some because it was not affected by the cataclysm and I had a lot to work with, a lot to build upon. You know, Avicenna was the original capital, and I wanted to designate as a metropolitan. A metropolis, excuse me. So we're really gonna want to do that. I'm gonna take taking the shortcut through the Nether here because we don't have all day.
It's because you know we can't do this all day.
So I'll show you what I have laid out right now, but it's night, so let's sleep. As you can see, I have the basement here still cleared out. I did that in a previous video. I had this simple staircase in the middle. Fenced off some areas of the old village, parts that still remain. As you can see, this tiny little part right here. Villagers were all but 2 of the villagers are gone. But the 2 villagers that were there, well, they died. Because I got pillaged by pillagers and illagers and vindicators. And so I took what villagers were left in the old iron farm up there, that's no longer producing because it's an obsolete piece of machinery. And I went ahead and I transported them down here via a simple rail system. And now I've also taken a good deal of orange terracotta and put this wide avenue right down the middle here. And as soon as I gather more, it'll just continue straight onto that hill over there. The layout is going to be similar to the original layout, but it's not going to be the same. I'm going to rebuild what's here, but I'm going to add some new buildings that are based on the old buildings, but don't follow the exact plan, because following the exact plan sounds boring. I'm going to improve upon what I had before without having to, you know, pressure myself with, you know, reconstructing it block by block. That's boring. Obviously, I need a good supply of wood, so I've grown a bunch of trees. Put another avenue this way. This one's just a simple dirt patch, or excuse me, garden patch? I forget what it's called. This stuff, the path stuff. I've got like, I think 6 villagers in here right now. 7? Oh wow, I have 7. I had more than I thought I did. And I've got some composters around because I need some farms. And yeah, I've just got this tiny little area right now to work with, and we're just going to build upon it. First step though is I want to rebuild my house. So that's what I'm going to do first. I'm going to look at some old archive footage from the previous videos. I'll put a link up there when I built my house originally. Click the link. Very good. Okay. Open in another tab though. Don't finish this video before you move on to that video if you haven't seen that video. So yeah, this is what we have to work with. This is the bones, the foundation upon which to rebuild my capital city and the future of Gynecomastia. And that's going to be step 1 of the double or nothing challenge, undoing what the cataclysm left us with.
20 minutes later.
As you can see here, I've built a small hut, which more or less resembles the original hut that I built, that I really built upon, which that was essentially, it was originally my house, and then it eventually just became my foyer. Went from a house to just the foyer of a much, much bigger house. And that's going to be the template I use to build upon and expand. And so far, the villagers, they think it's decent. Decent. When I'm done building the house, I'm going to move on. And the next project I'm going to do is rebuild the depot, the rail depot that connects Avicenna with all the surrounding villages, those hit by the cataclysm and those not. And then after that, I'm probably going to rebuild this here portal house, because the portal is out in the open and I keep getting zombos and skeletons going through there. And when I go into the Nether to get to Elizabeth Regina, take the shortcut, I usually, well, I am in confrontation with the bad boys. We don't want that. So that's, that's A, B, and C. First steps of rebuilding Avicenna. A, rebuild the house. B, rebuild the depot. And C, rebuild this here portal house, of which only exists really one wall in the portal itself. Alright, so I am done building the house, and I would like to show you what it looks like now. As you can see from the front, it looks pretty much the way it did before. Very little change. It's like 1 block wider and 1 block higher. That's the only difference from the front. The inside is completely different. Before I show you the inside, guys gotta stop dropping bread like that. Let me show you what it used to look like from a previous video. Alright, and it is finished. What do you think? What do you guys think of my mansion, my main house? It is, well, I think it's about 90% finished. It's not completely finished. Gotta convince of implements. Rodney's in here, as you do. Hello, Rodney. Got my bedroom right in here. Once I put my bed in it. There we are. Alright, now let's check it out. Yeah! Much bigger! Look at that, and they love it. Look at my bed. So pink, so pretty. Isn't that great? I love my, like, bed. I took up, you know, 4x4 spaces just to embellish my bed, so to speak. Because I want villagers out of it, but more than that, it's in the middle of this room so that I can sleep in it when monsters spawn nearby. So I'm always far away from monsters. We have this grand staircase here that branches off on two sides, a lot bigger than it did before. What I did was, rather than building along the level of here, up here, which would have the previous house was centered on, I built basically down to the basement level. I just spread it out from there, and you have access to the basement here. So very different. I consider it a vast improvement, if you ask me. I think it's absolutely beautiful. Little antechamber here, connecting to the basement. And then we've got space to expand right here. Probably expand there and then expand to the old iron farm. I'm probably going to convert that to a tower of some sort, seeing that it doesn't produce iron anymore. It's pretty useless in that sense. But it's this giant monolith on the landscape, blocking things up. And rather than just leave it there like that giant building in Pyongyang, North Korea, we'll convert it to something useful and decorative. Alright, it has been a few weeks, a few very busy weeks, and I have been busy. And there was a villager, oh, there it is. What the heck? That was very interesting. Oh, he's arrogant. And he's gone. He's arrogant. And he's gone. Okay, that's crazy, but we don't have time to dwell on weird glitches going on, because, let's face it, there have been a lot of weird glitches. As you can see here, I have been doing some decorating. I've been gathering stuff on my travels, because I've been traveling a lot, and I've been building a lot, and I've been kind of balancing the two. Let's go out the front door. We are at nighttime right now, and I swear to God, there are at least twice as many iron golems as when I left it. This is insane. Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Alright, let me just do a run through of what I've built here. As you can see, Avicenna is more. I've built more than what happened before the cataclysm, what was here. The little converter, that's just a little house now, because we don't need a converter because there's enough villagers here. Mega Farm is now Mega Farms. I have these tall structures here, and I forget the name offhand of the guy. I use a lot of his builds. I'll leave a link below and put his name across the screen here. But these are great big farms I use for multiple crops, and I don't really use them for food. I really just use it to trade for emeralds. And there are some tricks you can learn regarding that. Here's the railroad depot. You may remember that. Let's take a look back at what it looked like before the cataclysm. I don't think we're gonna. We're not gonna do the roof right now. Right now, we're gonna do the rails. But
come on, Daddy. I really wanted to.
I don't want to take it. Oh God! I don't want to tear him a chunk out of the brand new depot. Die! Oh, got him! Yeah.
You got gunpowder.
Yeah, I got the gunny flower.
Now that you got gunpowder, you can make your very own explosion now.
Eventually, yes. Okay, see how these are lined up? Alright, so Ivan Johnny with my kingdom for an empire. Stay spicy, my meatballs. And let's take a look at it now. Inside, well, base level, it's pretty much the same. I've got a couple more blocks than I did before, but if you look up, oh, it's a lot bigger. I got some lava up there to light up the area. It is a tower. It is commanding of the city skyline. It is beautiful. I'll give you a shot of what it looks like on the outside. Boom, look at that. Like, that's kind of like what was here, and I just kind of built it up there from a layer cake. You may or may not remember St. Duncan's Cathedral I built that a few months back. It was left in my comments by one of our very first subscribers, Michael, wanted us to build a church, and so we built a church. Let's take a look at what that used to look like before the cataclysm.
Something must have spawned up there and dropped. Spooky. Spooky. How do I get in there? Yeah, I can dig it. Okay.
And now let's take a look at what it looks like now. Whoa! Much bigger, much more beautiful. I started with the same basic design and just kind of like added a whole lot of embellishments, and it is colorful. Look at the interior. Wow, it just like really strikes the beauty and majesty of God in your heart. And of course it is St. Duncan's Cathedral, so it would not be complete with the stained glass window of our dearly departed donkey. Look at him right there, immortalized forever in glass. That little yellow block there, that is Duncan's heart, because he had a heart of gold. Got some bees, courtesy of the 1.15 update. These nests are absolutely soaked with honey. Now, the only building I have not rebuilt from the Cataclysm that deleted most of my buildings is the Hall of Maps. Originally it was about like right here, thereabouts, but I put some little houses here instead, and I'm starting it over here. I've created the wall that will be put up for the Hall of Maps, and as you can see, I've got maps of all these squares are different districts really of the Gynecomasteian Empire. That's the Regina district with Elizabeth Regina as its seat. You can see that big block of orange right there. That's still currently the biggest city I've built. Little green guy right there, that's where we are now at Avicenna. And this has taken me about a week of solid work, mapping all this, mostly on horseback, going to all these different districts, Mountain District, Bees District.
You like jazz?
Because, you know, there's really nothing but mountains and bees and swamp hills in the southern portions of our empire. And I just got finished mapping this one right here, Napoleon District, named after its seat, the village of Napoleon. Boom. Okay, this is where it's going to go right here. This avenue that cuts through the middle of the town is going to cut through the middle of the hall. Actually, it's going to extend from there to about there. And I've got some designs worked out, and I am excited to be building that. We'll go ahead and run through some of our more prominent features, the buildings I am also proud of. Of course, I showed you the Bank of Farms over there, St. Duncan's Church right there, Railway Depot right there. Coming here, we have the library. I kept the original establishment day, even though it's been rebuilt from the ground up. And it's, you know, using stock footage, I was able to recreate it mostly what it looked like. See, we got all these bookshelves, enchanting tables. We got the chest to keep stuff in. That's got lapis. That's got some enchanted items. And that's got all my enchanted books and some other spare books. I've got a lot of them. It's great. And of course, we got the little bridgeway to the main building. See, look at that. We're back in the main hall. My Minecraft mansion. In here is the apothecary, also connected by a little bridge. Got a cauldron, got a brewing station. Looks nice overall. Also, you know, not exactly the original design, but reminiscent of it, using the same materials. They're here with the armory. Also, I retain the original establishment day. That's where I keep all my good stuff. My legs and my boots. My hats and my shirts. My swords and my axes. My shovels, my picks, etc. They've got upstairs. We got other stuff up there. Nothing important though. And of course, this connects to the foundry. This is where all the magic happens. We got our lava, decoration, got our anvil, some iron goods, another spare anvil. And this connects to the, I don't even know what I call this building. I forget. That's the foundry. No, that's a blacksmith. This is the foundry. This is where I make my obsidian. Got some buckets in here. I drop lava in there, and I don't even have to drop water because I have water on the other side that block it. Immediately turns into obsidian. That one right there, that's a placeholder though. I don't want to remove that or else the water it'll get weird. Got some just houses here. Nice little houses. Butcher's building.
Hey Johnny,
What's that?
I think I figured out how to summon Herobrine.
Herobrine?
Mm-hmm.
I think you're playing with a myth.
It's nothing. It's It's Pocket Edition. There's not a
Oh.
lot of mods you can do.
Well, it might be valid.
And it is. There's also written out on paper how to do it. Well, on the internet.
Dude.
I don't like smoothies, so I will not be
It's a
trying
baller smoothie. Here we have the stable, similar to what original is designed, and it is overpopulated right now. Got here a llama. His owner met untimely demise. It was very sad. We all had a few minutes to, you know, thoughts and prayers. Hashtag thoughts and prayers. But yeah, I've got all these horses, a donkey, and a mule. And I'm running out of space. I'm going to need to make this bigger. This was the home of my original donkey, Pepper, who we all miss dearly, and who is now a saint canonized in the Church of St. Duncan. Oh, he's a puppy. Oh, hi, Ducky. Oh, hi, Ducky. Oh, he's a puppy. Oh, he's a puppy. Unseen, but also present, is a zombie villager that's stuck in a hole over here. I don't know how he got in there. I don't think he's one of my villagers. I think he spawned naturally, but he's stuck in there and he hasn't been able to get out, and he hasn't despawned, which is nice. I don't think zombie villagers do despawn, especially not this one, though. Might use him later for something, or I might just incorporate him into the village. We'll see. So that's where I'm at with my capital city right now. There's about 40, 45 buildings in it right now. Not a whole lot. Here's my well house. This is where I keep a little well. Why not? But yeah, there's a lot of work needs to do. I need to get to 150 buildings to make this basically megalopolis level. So I'm not going to do that today or tomorrow. That's going to be down the line job. I've got a whole list of things I want to do before that. Next up, I think I'm going to build a swamp village. I think that sounds like a fun idea. In the meantime, you all stay classy. And hey, you know, if you're subscribed, please hit that notification bell so you get the videos when they first come out. And you don't have to, you know, I don't have to, so you can stay caught up. I've been your Fleet Admiral Awesome. This is my Kingdom Fort Empire, the home of the Minecraft Empire Challenge. I'm going to bed. Nope, it's occupied. Losers. Stay classy.